hard to capture, extravagant, resurrect the track and it's militant. And I react like a convict and start killing. It's manifested. The gods work like appliances, dealing in my sacred life.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explain here, bringing you guys a major video today, and this one is going to be safe for anime only fans to check out. There is going to be another video on the channel today that's going to be manga heavy, so kind of walk that tight line, if you will, but we have some major news that could not be waiting to get out until today. So I'm so excited. I said could not be waiting. So the moment that manga fans have been waiting for a very long time is here. So not only are we getting Naruto versus Delta very soon, starting next week at the end of the episode, Delta's gonna confront Naruto, and then the episode after that you're gonna get Naruto versus Delta. Not only are we getting that, but as you can tell from the title, we are also very soon getting Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen. And I know for myself, I am so ready for those fanboy tears. Oh my god, yo, I got the cup ready. The cup shall run it over with fanboy tears when that episode comes out. But dude, I also think that based on this information that we have, that number one, we're going to be in for a treat, and number two, you can bet your bottom dollar, because of how the fight was structured in the manga, they are going to add some extra scenes in this, and I'm setting my expectations for the extra scenes that they add to this fight. I really feel like it's going to have that same remake of the whole fight, the same way that Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki was. I'm not saying the same level in terms of like the crafty sideways stuff that they did during the fight, but I am saying because of how monumental this fight is to the actual story, I do think that we are in a situation where just as the Boruto and Team 7 battle against Deepa holds the record for the second battle, but holds the record for the most original cuts out of any episode that's been done in the Boruto franchise, I do think that they're going to take this one up to an absolutely different level, because the manga fight of Naruto versus Jigen, it was cool, and you see some really overpowered things that are going on, but I do feel like the way that the actual fight was actually structured, there were some problems with that. And so I do think that if they do the same thing that they did with Kawaki versus Goro, which is they adapt some of the key scenes that happen in that fight and they add in a bunch of extra elements to the fight to really bring it alive and give the animator who's handling the key portions of that fight the opportunity to really flex his muscles. This is more than likely going to be the same animator who worked on the Kawaki versus Goro fight, who was the same person that did Madara versus the Alliance. I'm really expecting this to be top tier. So how do we know this? So over in Japan, they've already released the upcoming information as to what the next 5 episodes after the last spoiler set that came out. They've released the actual studio names of who's going to be working on the episodes, and we've also got some of the episode titles going for episode 201. So why is this so important? Well, here's the thing you have to kind of keep in mind about this. So you're in a situation to where, based on the actual titles and based on the pacing and the summaries we've had, we can already guess what's going to happen up to episode 198. So we know episode 198 is going to be episode where Naruto and Delta are just swapping hands, going back and forth. Episode 199 is titled Overload, and in that episode you can expect that this is where Naruto really begins to take the upper hand on Delta and gets to the point where Naruto actually defeats Delta. Episode 200, now this is where you kind of have to go from here. Episode 200, which is going to air on May 23rd. Episode 200 is titled Becoming an Apprentice. So that will be chapter 34 of the Boruto manga, when Kawaki asks Naruto like, hey, I want to become your apprentice. I want you to teach me. I want you to teach me ninjutsu. Episode 201 is titled Empty Tears. Empty Tears is when Kurama pops up in front of Kawaki, and Kawaki has this moment with Kurama where there's a bit of a talk between the two, and you're gonna have the setup for Naruto versus Jigen that happens in that episode as well. So where do we get the information from here? So if you keep following the chapters, basically an episode, a chapter, well, the next episode is handled by episode 202 by Signpost. Now, you might be asking, who is Studio Signpost? So Studio Signpost is a sub-studio that Studio Pierrot owns. So like a lot of weekly anime, they outsource a lot, but they also have their main studio of Studio Pierrot, and then they have their sub-studio where some of their other talent is kind of located at. And so Studio Signpost is a studio like that. They're handling the episode that directly sets up the Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen episode, which is going to be episode 203, based on the fact that Studio Pierrot is the one handling this. And based on this information we have here, Studio Pierrot, when you check the track record, they typically, in the last year or so, when it's gotten to those major moments in the actual series that are directly key to the actual manga or key to the actual story, Studio Pierrot more than likely animates it. They don't ship off stuff like this. And so I do think that you're going to be in a situation where episode 203 is where we're going to be getting Naruto and Sasuke versus Jigen. And if they give it the same treatment that they've given other stories in the actual franchise, if they give it that same treatment, we have a huge opportunity for this to be a hell of a knockdown dragon mount fight right there. So just as a quick rundown, you're gonna have the episode where Kawaki asks Naruto to be his student on May 23rd, and then on May 30th you're gonna have the episode that has that big moment with Kurama and Naruto and Kawaki, and you have the things that take place in that episode. There's a big spoiler I don't want to go into. I'm purposely keeping that huge spoiler out for anime only fans, because it's one of those things when the anime adapts a certain scene that takes place with Sasuke, your jaw is going to hit the floor. Now, when you get to June 6th, that's when you get the setup episode for Naruto versus Jigen. And then June 13th, that's what you want to circle on your calendars. June 13th is more than likely going to be the episode where Naruto and Sasuke fight against Jigen. This is huge news. If this fight is done correctly, this could be a fight that pops off the anime and gets the anime big time buzzing. Like I've been telling a bunch of people, if you've kind of turned your nose on the Boruto anime for the last 2 years, if you want to skip all the other stuff, I kind of understand why you don't want to watch it, because it's slice of life. If you want to start with the Hozuki Castle portion and then jump into Mujina Bandits and then just watch everything from there, maybe skip the transition episodes with Mitsuki's Rainy Day and all that and go straight to the car actuation. Everything from car actuation onward is straight heat. I personally like those transition episodes we had before that, but if you wanted to watch it in that manner, I would definitely say so. But I am telling you right now, if this episode 203 pops off and really gets things trending the way the episode 65 did, you can bet your ass a lot of people that jump out the anime are going to jump right back onto the anime, because that's one of those times where there was a shift. And I noticed it just from doing the chapter reviews that the interest began to steadily peak up at this point. So I think we're at a crossroads here, and I feel kind of comfortable. So I want to know from you guys, what are you guys' thoughts about this? And also, before I get out of here, big shouts out to Anime Blue for the staff listing and for the studios who are going to be doing everything. And then big shouts out to Organic Dinosaur for giving the episode titles, because again, piecing together those two things, we're able to kind of confirm what's going on here. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.